Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and I'm back. I'm alive. The last time I had a migraine, I decided to push through it and just create the videos, and that did not end well. I actually ended up in the hospital, so this time when I got that migraine on Thursday, I was like, nope, not gonna push through it. I'm just gonna rest, let the migraine run its course, and I'll get back on YouTube once I'm feeling better. So that's what I did, and now I am feeling better. I'm back. The migraine is mostly over. I've still got this, I don't know what the term is for it, but it's like this post-migraine funk where I can't really think clearly. So I wasn't able to go through all of the videos that were uploaded today, but I got through most of them. And what we're going to do today to kind of catch you guys back up, because I know it's been 3 days since I've uploaded a video, is I want to go through the overall market. I don't normally talk about the market on this channel, but during a market correction, the market tends to affect all stocks equally. So we do need to talk about the market and where we're at in the market correction and where it's going to be going from here. So we're going to talk about that, and then we will get into the stock picks for today. The good news is things are getting really, really cheap. If this market correction continues and we do get that full, 10 to 20% correction, everything's going to be so cheap. You're literally going to be able to take a dart, throw it at the dartboard, and whatever stock it lands on, you'll make money. I mean, it's getting really, really cheap. So that's the good news. If you're a new investor, you're just now getting into the stock market, this is literally the best time to be getting in. And if you need a app, if you need a brokerage firm to actually trade with, I highly recommend Webull. They have an incredible charting platform. They have options, they have margin, they have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. It is really one of the best, I believe, the best trading platform out there, especially for new traders. If you look in the description below, I actually have a discount code for you guys. If you sign up using my link in the description below, you're going to get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. And when you do that, they're also going to give me 1 free stock, so it helps me continue to produce videos. Of course, it also helps you out a lot. So sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. Get those 2 free stocks. I always recommend having multiple brokers. I actually have accounts with SoFi, Webull, and TD Ameritrade, and I have promotions for all 3 of those. So if you're looking to add on a broker in case one stops trading or you can't log into one or something happens, look down to the description below, and I've got a link for more promotions, and you can go get the promotional codes for all of the other brokerage firms as well. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch 1 video each day, and you will get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you click that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. All right, before we get to today's stock picks, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor, and none of the YouTubers I analyze are financial advisors either. This video is purely for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who are wondering, you are looking at the Webull desktop app right now. I use Webull for all of my trading, and I also use Webull in all of my videos. Also, don't forget to go over to the community tab and vote for who you want included in the top 10 YouTubers for March. All right, let's get into today's stock picks. All right, first thing we're going to do is talk about the market overall, and for that I'm going to use the SPY, which is better known as SPY. That is the S&P 500 ETF. Now right now we are at the 50-day moving average on the SPY. So this could be the bottom as it was back in January 29th, or it could be the start of a market correction as it was back on October 27th. On October 27th last year, the SPY dropped 9% in just 3 weeks. Now, the corrections that happened last year in September and then again in October both bounced after going slightly below the 100-day EMA. So if we were to drop down to the 100-day EMA right now, we would be looking at around another 4% drop before we get there. In other words, we're not even halfway there. However, this is not a normal market that goes through normal corrections. We are in a market that is artificially inflated by the Fed printing money due to unprecedented stimulus relief bills. And guess what? Another stimulus relief bill was just passed by the House on Friday. Combine that with news of the Johnson & Johnson drug getting approval, and there's at least a good chance that we bounce off of the 50-day EMA and keep going back up. I do see a green day on Monday, but what happens after that is hard to say. So I would recommend you remain conservative with your trades and continue to keep some cash on hand until we get a clear sign that we've reached the bottom and the market is rebounding. Regarding your stocks that are losing money, I will repeat what somebody said on Reddit. Now is the time to hibernate. Our stocks will rise in spring. In other words, don't sell, just hold. Your stocks will get back to all-time highs eventually. Okay, the first stock pick today is ACIC. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Archer, which is an American electric air taxi manufacturer. My financial friend let us know that ACIC was up 9% after hours on Friday after news came out that ARK Invest made a large investment in ACIC. It is common for stocks that gap up to come back down and fill in that gap before going back up again. Now that ACIC has done that, I think that's a clear sign that ACIC has reached its bottom and will start going back up. I will remind you that ZipTrader gave a $45 price target on ACIC. Next up is CCIV. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is an American EV company and a competitor to Tesla. StockMo thinks CCIV is undervalued. He said he will add to a CCIV position if it drops below $30 and might add in the low 30s. Larry Jones also said that CCIV is a buy right now. I will remind you that I made CCIV about 20% of my portfolio when it dropped below $28. StockMo also said that he thinks CCIV should be trading between $40 and $50, and Larry Jones said he thinks CCIV will be at $45 in the next few weeks. Oh, and Sunday night, ZipTrader let us know about some news that Lucid released on Friday where they said their deliveries will be delayed due to the pandemic. So we might have some short-term downward pressure that will both delay the run up to $40 and give us more buying opportunities under $30. Next up is SBE. This is ChargePoint, and its new ticker symbol on Monday will be CHPT. CHPT is officially ChargePoint now, so it was formerly under the SPAC symbol SBE. My financial friend alerted me that this merger was approved and the ticker symbol is changing on Monday. Keep in mind that most SPACs drop in price for about a week once a merger happens, and then they start going back up. So if you haven't bought CHPT yet, you might want to wait a week or two before getting in. On the other hand, most SPACs also rise significantly going into a merger, and that did not happen with CHPT. So it might not have the same post-merger sell-off that most SPACs have. So I'm really not sure what CHPT is going to do this week. I would recommend you no longer swing trade this and instead only consider it for a long-term hold. Next up is CLOV. This is Clover Health, and this is a Medicare Advantage provider. ZipTrader is confident that CLOV will come out of the lawsuits and short seller pressure as a winner, but said it is going to be a rocky road. At this point, it's already at all-time lows, so there's literally no way to tell when the sell-off will end. I've been waiting to buy CLOV for weeks now, it just won't stop dropping. But as soon as the MACD crosses, that's when the orange line gets above the blue line, I will buy. Next up is CLSK. This is CleanSpark, and they're a Bitcoin mining company. My financial friend let us know about some news that they just completed their acquisition of SolarWatt. Keep in mind that CleanSpark not only mines Bitcoin, they are also in the clean energy space. The downside is that there is currently a lawsuit against the company, but they did countersue, so they obviously believe that the lawsuit is without merit. That does add a risk to the company, but the revenue outlook remains good. My financial friend said this is a severe discount at the current price, and he is considering adding more. Next up is GHVI. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with Matterport. Matterport is a technology company for real estate. My financial friend had previously said that he wanted to buy GHVI between $16 and $17. It hit that price range on Friday, before closing up 5% on the day, and up another 2% after hours. That said, technically the stock is still very bearish. The volume on Friday was low, RSI is still at 63, and the MACD is just now starting to turn bearish. I think GHVI will continue to go lower before it finds a bottom. Next up is GILT. This is GILT Satellite Networks. They're a 5G satellite company. Keenan Grace said he doesn't like buying GILT until it drops below $12. Now I see a few levels of support here. One is at $13.28, which it bounced off of on Friday. The other is at $10.21, which would fill in the gap from January. And then we have very strong support at $7.74. So this is another one that is critical support right now. It's possible that Friday was the bottom and this will bounce and start going back up. It's also possible that the market correction continues and this drops all the way down to $10.21 or $7.74. It's too hard to say what GILT is going to do. It will probably bounce up this week just with the overall market, seeing as how we have a stimulus bill that just got passed. But the second and third weeks of March are going to be the real sign of where this stock is going. So if you want to buy GILT on Monday, I think that's okay. Just be prepared to sell if it drops below the $13.28 support level. Next up is GM. This is General Motors, and they're an American vehicle manufacturer getting into EVs. GM is still trending in its channel. It hasn't seen the big decline that a lot of other stocks have. And I saw an ad on Facebook this weekend for their new pickup that got me really excited. Last year, GM announced a pickup EV to be sold under the GMC brand under the Hummer name, and it will be delivered later this year, beating Tesla in the delivery date of their Cybertruck. The Hummer will have 1,000 horsepower and 11,500 foot-pounds of torque. But you can't buy one because they're already sold out. In addition, they already have announced a Cadillac EV SUV, and soon they plan to use the same architecture to release a Chevy EV pickup. All of this will be happening starting with the 2022 model year to be released later this year and going through the 2024 model year. So within 3 years, GM will have EV cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks across their Chevy, GMC, and Cadillac brands. And don't forget that they have partnered with EVgo, currently under SPAC ticker CLII, to provide an additional 2,700 fast charging stations across the United States. EVgo's fast charging stations currently allow GM vehicles to add up to 100 miles of range in just 10 minutes of charge time. So to recap, the future looks good, the chart looks good, and I remain very bullish on GM. Next up is HOL. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Astra, which is an orbital space launch company. My financial friend let us know that they just received a large contract from NASA and the stock was up 13% after hours on that news. Even at Friday's after hours price of $15.86, this stock is still well below its all-time high of $22.47. Next up is IPWR. This is Ideal Power, and they manufacture a new type of semiconductor that has significant performance improvements over traditional semiconductors. Smart Trader did a detailed analysis on IPWR today, so I highly recommend you watch Smart Trader's video that he uploaded Sunday if you are thinking about investing in this company. I will just cover the main points from his video. IPWR just started getting revenue last quarter, so they're not profitable yet. This is a very early stage semiconductor company. The good news is that they have over $20 million in cash and only $90,000 in debt. Both insiders and large institutions continue to buy IPWR, and the most recent analyst price target was $28. On the chart, it does look like it wants to drop down to the 50-day EMA, which will be around $15. But the MACD is showing early signs of turning around, so it's also possible that this is the bottom for IPWR. Next up is MARA. This is Marathon Digital Holdings, formerly known as Marathon Patent Group. They're a Bitcoin miner. For those of you who are on Webull who looked at MARA this past weekend and freaked out because it said that MARA was no longer tradable on Webull, don't panic. That's just a lock Webull put in place over the weekend so that they could process the name change. Now on to the stock. Zip Traders showed us that MARA got killed due to the drop in price on Bitcoin, but this will go up in the long term. I would also like to point out that MARA is still trading above its trend line. There is nothing to worry about with MARA. In fact, I think anything under $30 is a great price point to buy in at. Next up is MVIS. This is Microvision, and this company produces LiDAR and heads-up displays for autonomous driving vehicles. Keen & Grace gave a buy-enter price of $14, but I see two support levels here. One is at $14 and the other is at $9.82. We also have a trend line that will be at around $10.75 by the time this stock hits it. We also have a 100-day EMA going to around $11.60. So either this bounces off of $14 and starts going back up, or it drops all the way down to somewhere between $10 and $11.50. Personally, I think this will drop down to $11.50 or lower, but I could be wrong. $14 might be the bottom. So if you want to buy in here, I would set a stop loss of $13.50. And if you get stopped out, I would try to buy back in under $12. Next up is NFLX. This is Netflix, and Keenan Grace let us know that NFLX has an average analyst price target of $633. This is also a company that is fairly immune to market fluctuations due to its subscription revenue model. This makes NFLX a great long-term play. And if I show you the weekly and monthly charts, you can see that this has a long, steady uptrend on this stock. Now, NFLX is an expensive stock, and that's what I love about fractional shares. Fractional shares allow you to buy a stock based upon an investment amount, such as $50 or $100, rather than a share amount. For long-term investing using fractional shares, I recommend opening an account with SoFi. I use Webull for my trading, and I use SoFi for my long-term investing. SoFi also does something called DRIP. That's a dividend reinvestment purchase, meaning that when a company gives you dividends with SoFi, you can set it so that SoFi will automatically use those dividends to buy more fractional shares in the company. This is a method used by many successful long-term investors to greatly increase their returns. And right now, if you use my link in the description below to sign up with SoFi and deposit $1,000, SoFi will give you an extra $50 in free stock. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. StockMo said there is a major sell-off to all EVs, so there's nothing to worry about with NIO dropping. This is a buying opportunity. I think NIO will either bounce off of the 100-day EMA where it is now, or it will bounce off of support at $38.28. Because they are reporting earnings on Monday, I think that could be an upward catalyst for NIO, causing Friday to be the bottom for NIO, and that is why I bought NIO on Friday. Keenan Grace also said that the current price on NIO is a great opportunity to add to your position on NIO. Finally, ZipTrader let us know that NIO will be participating in the Move America conference on March 17th, which is leading people to believe that NIO is going to come to North America. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir, and this is a data analytics company. We are at very strong support on PLTR. Not only are we at a support level, we are also at the 100-day EMA. I really think this is the bottom for PLTR, and I think now is the absolute best price you will get on PLTR. StockMo said he is buying PLTR on Monday, although it should be noted that PLTR was chosen by his viewers for his YouTube portfolio, and this was not necessarily StockMo's pick. StockMo said that because PLTR has dropped 37% from its high, he thinks this is oversold and he likes it at this price. Dead Inside also went through some due diligence that someone posted on his TrackStock subreddit, so go watch Dead Inside's video that he uploaded Sunday if you want Dead Inside's thoughts on PLTR. ZipTrader also gave his thoughts and said that PLTR is cheap and that once the market correction is over, PLTR is going to be one of the big winners. So there you have it. Everybody says now is the time to buy PLTR. All right, next up is SENS. This is Senseonics, and they're an implantable blood sugar glucose monitoring manufacturer. Richard Allen let us know that SENS is reporting earnings on Thursday after the market close. Richard Allen had some pretty good analysis on what earnings will mean for the stock price, so if you are holding SENS, I recommend you watch Richard Allen's video that he uploaded Sunday. Next up is SFTW. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with Black Sky. Black Sky is an Earth observation satellite company with an advanced artificial intelligence algorithm to process the data and provide detailed information to its customers. My financial friend reminded us that this has a floor of $10, so it really can't fall much further. I will also let you know that SFTF closed its gap, so it should rebound and start going back up, and we can see that it was up 5% after hours on Friday. If you like SFTW, I really don't think you're going to get a cheaper price than you will on Monday. Next up is WKHS. This is Workhorse, and they're an American commercial vehicle manufacturer getting into EVs. ZipTrader said the sell-off was a huge overreaction, and this is backed up by the fact that ARK Invest bought the dip twice last week. They are also reporting earnings on Monday, and ZipTrader said WKHS is getting into a no-brainer territory. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is. And if you want to get some free stocks, sign up for Webull or SoFi using my links in the description below. When you do, they're going to give you free stocks. They're also going to give me one free stock. Helps you out and also helps the channel out. And finally, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.